Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Kill10Rats. Welcome back to Sunless Sea. We are in London, about to head off for another expedition. I have managed to ascertain that Pages is not in fact increased through an officer, but only through story events, so that would explain why my last effort to locate someone who can train me in this was a bit fruitless, which sort of leaves me thinking I'd like to... I kind of want iron as well as mirrors more. What can you teach me? Veils, yeah, that's also an option, but I don't think so. I want iron. What do we need? No more than one wound, okay. Unlocked with one secret. You have 10. Okay, so in another 50 years you'll be teaching me. I want to get this up to 50. And then... hearts, no. Mirrors, right, okay. 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we've got that on 70, that on 50. That looks quite pleasing. I sort of want to... What did he want again? He wanted Scintillec from Port Cecil, which we haven't found yet, or romantic literature from the Carnet, which we can't really trade with. I kind of want to do another little expedition eastward bound and shop accordingly. Let's see, we need fuel and some more supplies this time. I want a flare and a bunch of foxfire candles. Just because there were a few places along the way where we could do stuff with foxfire candles. So let's maybe do that. And yeah, have a go at it. Expensive, all those candles, but there is something we can do in Nuncio with them. That's right over here. Actually, before we head out, do we have recent news? We have recent news, that's very nice. Right. So I guess we'll see what awaits. I'd like to find Aesteval, I think was the name, for our cannoneer. And I'd definitely like to have a peek into that abandoned wreck as well. Which should make sense since the wreck is sort of up here. And I suspect there is stuff in here. Maybe it's all down here, but I do believe there is something more to be found in this area. We are once more fairly low on money. I have actually considered... Like, I have a sort of a money-making route in my head that I'd like to, you know, pursue. But it's something that I'd be having to run a couple of times, and it's not exactly great to watch, to see me like travel the Untersee, just going from port to port in a sort of major routine, trying to scrounge up a decent bit of echoes just through, you know, picking stuff up here and leaving it, dropping it back up there, and you know, that sort of thing. I was considering maybe doing a bit of that off the recording. And maybe just... okay, one fragment. Wow, that's superb. And maybe just use Shadowplay to run in the background and record the last 15 minutes of anything that's going on. What the hell is this? Hello? Oh. Interesting. You guys aren't doing so well, are you? But yeah, what I sort of, in case something happens to our captain here, to kind of at least have it on camera. But I honestly kind of doubt it. If I'm careful and just go through a trade route that we already know, then I don't think there's much of a risk of Rutherford actually dying. Okay, we have plundered another pirate ship and gained some more fuel. I think that's actually pretty nice. Very good, all clear, and on we go. Where are we supposed to in relation to Nuncia? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm thinking about it because the one thing I really want to have is that huge hold space of the merchant ship. Because otherwise, I don't see how we travel to the surface, considering what you need to bring there. The crawling stars again. The lookout shouts, and we can give it a name, so we'll give it a name. Bats is lucky, a gap-toothed stoker averse. All agree, leathery but lucky, the Z-Bat. So we were fortunate and reduced our terror. Okay, this is a nice auspice for our journey here. Makes me happy. And we can pop over to the funging station again, or funging station. I'm never sure quite how to pronounce it, since as a general rule I don't funge around a lot. We shall have D with a factor and gain one surprise and some fragments and lose some more terror, which is nice. We don't gather supplies, I don't think, but we will compile a port report and then we will buzz off again. I mean, we have come a long way now with our good captain here, considering how it started. That we basically ran afoul of a crab and, well, damn near did us in. You know, I didn't expect to quite get this deep into the game on my first character. And while I am occasionally comparing notes with a friend of mine who, you know, in general will drop a hint or two, with nothing specific, since he knows I'm playing this blind. I am pretty much still playing this blind, so I've actually no real knowledge advantage or anything. Like, I don't really use the wiki, even though it seems to be somewhat recommended. I'd like to reserve that for like a second playthrough and just keep this one sort of all nice and just, you know, keep the surprises all nice and coming. Well, yeah, I'm really enjoying this this playthrough so far. Of course, it's a bit of a shame that we ran afoul of Salt and lost his one true love, because I get the feeling that we can't really reproduce this. On the other hand, there may be, you know, a chance to make a pass of one of our officers at some point. We also really need to get into the spy game. I really want to do that. Did we pick that guy up? Oh, hang on. Do we have a spy on board? I don't think I took him on. No, I don't think I did that, but because I kind of wanted to start up the spy network in Port Carnelian, because that sounded like it would be fun and would be maybe a good way to get us some secrets or I don't know what the benefit of it is, but it's sort of hinted at it could be secrets that you get. No, thank you. We lose 1 terror. Sorry if I click these events away, but there's like we have seen these a million times now. Nuncio, the postman, are back, so we will assemble another port report, and then we'll go for some shift work, and we will descend into the basement with flame because we have a flare and some candles. So let's do that. Spiral on spiral on spiral. The descent is long and slow. You count the turns at first, but the time comes when you can't see the square of light from the door above and can't mark how far you have come around the spiral. You exhaust one candle after another. At the end you come to a place where the ramp opens onto a bowl-shaped floor. The cavern must be hundreds of feet wide here. You light your flare, but even that does not show the cavern walls. The floor is carpeted with, at first you think it's gravel, but no, it's broken shards of clay and stone, all scribbled over in words too old to read. At the center of this space is a needle of deep black rock, glossy as resin, glittering with ice, inscribed with 3 arcane sigils that hurt to look at. You feel a meaning in their presence, a prohibition or a commandment, that all things must come to their destined place, that what cannot be delivered immediately must be saved against a future date, that a message that goes unheard is a tragedy. That the signal must be carried, no matter how far, no matter through what darkness, no matter whether the sender still lives, nor whether the recipient can even read the language of the writing. The inscription resolves itself and is known to you, no word lost. Wow. Oh, we've gained a searing enigma. The climb out is slow and takes a long time. You could possibly have come down this far? Surely not. Your breath grows ragged and your legs cramp. Ascend, there is no way but up. Sit down a moment. The rest of the spiral will still be there after you've got your breath. This is probably a horrible idea, but I kind of want to do it. Visions? Dreams? You relax against the shelf. It isn't comfortable at all, as the edge of a metal box is prodding you between the spine and the shoulder blade, and somewhere off to your right is a sound like hoarse breathing. It doesn't matter. In the dimness you see or remember or dream a silver tree growing in the courtyard. The reverie lasts only a few heartbeats before you're properly awake again. That's ascend. At the surface, the dead letter office is still here, its machine still working, its baskets still filling with missed invitations and misplaced wills. Shouldn't it have been blasted away, destroyed by the force of what lies beneath? Interesting. Pay for a parcel with postage due. The carrier fees are startling for such a little packet. No wonder the recipient didn't think it worth paying. Okay, we can gamble on a sort of a thing. Tell the postal rat what you saw below. Maybe he will be curious. Yeah. Make a study of what goes on in the back room. The machine looks interesting. Okay. We'll talk to him. Without name. You start to explain, but your language doesn't have the right words to express it. The weight of the delivery commandment, the sacred necessity for every word to reach its destination, and the countless individual miscarriages of meaning from one entity to another which have occurred throughout history and are still occurring to the detriment of the whole universe. He holds up a paw. Not going to understand it, no matter how much you explain, he says, and I'm glad. As if I did understand, I'd be likely to run mad, working where and as I do. After a moment he adds, likely you'll forget. At least forget some of it. After all, you never wore a uniform. Then he points out where your hair has singed at the temples and gives you an ointment he keeps in a drawer. So I guess we're not the first this happens to. Yeah, let's use it to make a study of the machinery. Intricate restorations. The postal rat explains its activities willingly. What he says would doubtless be most stimulating to anyone with a taste for gears and finely extruded wires, but you follow very little. Okay, we failed the challenge. We'll end our shift. Can always try it again. Is there anything we can do? We'll explore along the beach, maybe. The rocks slip and slither underfoot, but you keep your balance. Gather something, yeah. You have one dead post. You make your way along the shore with a big sack. Many of the envelopes are too damp to read. Their address is permanently lost, but a surprising number are still legible. There are also parcels. Here and there is a crate, a message in a wine bottle, a sealed cask that has bobbed up out of a shipwreck. Your sack ought to get heavy with all these contents, but it pulls upwards and away, straining inland towards the dead letter office like an unmanageable dog. Oh, I think we've read this before. Can we drop this off? Yes, we can. 52 categories. After prolonged whirring, the machine begins to distribute 7 invitations, etched in gilt into correspondence of the aristocracy slot, 2 oversized parcels probably containing books into the books tray, 1 stamped bronze tablet that drops with a clang into a bin marked First City. Oh yeah, I think we've seen this too. Right, okay, we can't improve our friendship with them anymore, so let's get out. Oop, let's get out of here. I still do this all the time because somehow I keep hitting double E. Okay, this got us a Searing Enigma. That's actually pretty cool. And now the question is... Okay, let's swing by south. This seems to be a bigger undiscovered area that we haven't seen yet, because I think I've been to the northern bit and I have actually unleashed the Z-Bat quite a few times and it didn't really come back with anything undiscovered, so maybe we'll have to go in this direction. How are we doing here? We're not doing too badly. Polythreme, okay, yes, we know. And... right, this is where it gets interesting. Again, it's sort of terra incognita. And I hope we'll find this Aestival or Aestival place. The Utter Shroom. Wreck of the Miko. Okay, but there's nothing... Guess this is the Utter Shroom. Not what we came for. The wreck is not something we can land on, that's okay. Whoa, what the hell is this? Wow. Okay, it's a intriguing structure. Oh, this is a port. Wow, okay, this is... I guess Shroom wasn't far off. Is it a giant mushroom? What the hell? Well, something new. The queenly core of this spore-haunted sea. Climb the fungal fiber ladders to its summit. Shaggy, suspicious villagers scratch a living here, amidst endless clouds of spores and scurrying mobs of plant-animal hybrids. None of them ever leave. Monsters, one explains darkly. Z full of monsters. Well, you're not wrong. Visit the village. Hospitable? Not exactly, but they usually don't chase you off with sticks, and they usually let you sit beside their mildew-smelling fire. Gather intelligence. What happens here on top of a mushroom the size of Marlborough? Yeah. A slow survey. The villagers live a shabby but sufficient life. The Utter Shroom provides. They are secretive, taciturn, incurious. Ships rarely visit. Do they sell anything? They don't. Okay. Trade honey. Prisoner's honey. Okay. I will again make a note of it. We need the Utter Shroom needs 1 prisoner's honey to unlock something. They are vague what they can pay in return. Supplies though, at least. Okay, interesting. Let's try this. A day of stories. A central contradiction of Shroomer existence. They hate the Utter Shroom, but they do anything to avoid leaving. Monsters! Today they're telling the story of how they came here. It features a shipwreck, a rain of orange jewels, the mother's blessing. There's a great deal about adversity and survival, and wistful hints about their homelands. Somewhere to the west. What's to the west? Port Carnelian? Okay. Well, okay. I guess the only thing we can do... I do it again? Okay, I guess the only thing we can do here is the firkin of prisoner's honey. What is to the west? Gator's Morn, maybe. Curious. Okay. Well, I'm gonna strike a little further east. See if there's anything we can identify on the map there. Because, you know, it's the kind of exploration that we need to be doing if we want to eventually know all the possible locations and find all the possible quests, which is sort of my main goal, since this will tell us more of the story again, which, you know, it's basically really is not just the currency of this game is story, but it seems like the whole point of the game is story, where it just sort of increment by increment sets up the background for you here, where you just find out more about the whole Fallen London universe in and of itself. Nothing here. Empire of Hands. Okay, this again. How are we doing? Eyes on deck. The Empire of Hands. What the hell? Okay, let's go to the Empire of Hans, or Hands, or... Huh. What an odd name. We also still have something to do at the Nativity... What the hell is this? An airship? A Zeppelin? That looks suspiciously like a Zeppelin. I hope we can drive through here. Okay, thank you. Okay. I was gonna say we had some event we could do at the Nativity if we have a Foxfire candle left, and we have Foxfire candles left, so maybe we should be doing that, but I kind of want to check in here and see what the hell is going on. A stern reminder from the Admiralty. In the name and by the power of Her Enduring Majesty, a trade embargo and quarantine in absolute perpetuity has hereby been declared on the Empire of Hands. Uh-oh. No ship of London is to permit aboard a Pentecost ape without express and prior permission of the Admiralty. Any and all acts of spirifage are prohibited. They know what they did. Beware of stowaways. Keep a tight grip on your soul. Excerpt from Standard Naval Regulations, Volume 4. The Fleeren Mare. With the regulations in mind, it is a surprise to be greeted by a mere itchy monkey in a tattered yellow robe, barely walking with the help of a ceremonial staff. What the hell? The official greeting. Hello, cries the mayor in the broken voice of one not yet used to human speech. Come, make selves at home. All souls welcome in bountiful Empire of Hands. The crew shifts uncomfortably. They know the stories. It will take more than the natural beauty of this place to make most of them risk shore leave here. What the hell? Have we found Monkey Island? The apes watch you hungrily. Sailing the Empire of Hands. Port Stanton. Soul-hungry monkeys reluctantly tend this trading post, waiting for an opportunity to escape. Bloated fleas hop from ape to man and man to ape, gorging themselves without a care for which is which. Shore leave sounds like a horrible idea. An audience with the Fleeren Mare. Prepare a comprehensive port report. Okay, this is probably what we need to do with the sailing the Empire of Hands. So let's check out the Zeppelin maybe. 2 monkey guards wielding rifles and rusty bayonets block the bridge. This is not for your eyes, outsider. Avert them. Walk away. Walk faster. Good human. Do we want an audience? I guess so. He's not busy. No appointments are required. King of an empty castle, the Fleeren Mare scratches himself on a chair made of crates surrounded by boxes of long rotten trade goods. As a 5-souled ape, he would be able to petition for membership of court. For now, the trade embargo has left him trapped on the outside. A 3-souled overseer with no talent for order. Jesus. Okay. Sell your soul to the mayor? What the... No. In better times, being overseer of Port Stanton gave the incumbent their pick of visitors to the Empire. Now it is as thankless a task as any to be found in the Neath. What a strange place. Acquire fresh supplies. Oddly little of the Empire of Hand's natural bounty is edible. The monkeys will help you find the edible stuff for a fee. 20 echo. It's actually not a bad price, but I'd rather have fuel. How much? 40 per barrel. Screw you a little bit. Excuse you. I think we'll go for sailing. Communal wooden boats offer free passage to all travelers willing to row between islands. A scouting trip, Sovereign Island. A wooden palace stretches across the whole island. Passage to it lit by a field of tiny glim buoys. I think is how you pronounce that. Sudden flashbacks to Seinfeld. The heart of the Empire. Many boats circle the island, all keeping their distance. The one that gets closest is an extended rowboat painted in yellows, whites and reds. For servant monkeys strain at the oars, while its true passenger sits in comfort behind a gauze curtain. For a moment an eye catches the oars, but only for a moment. It would not do for a high-souled ape to see something so beneath its notice. What the hell? Gain access to court. Today the spawning palace is called the Wild-Wheeled Court. Tomorrow, who knows? The world of the Pentecost apes is one of cruel whimsy, where stolen traditions last only as long as their amusement. Unlocked with 1, a gift for Monkey Emperor. Without an invitation or worthy gift. Okay, we don't have a gift. The guards stare as you row away. It will take some effort to ingratiate yourself here. Perhaps you could find something on one of the other islands. Ah, okay. Okay, let's try a scouting trip, the Ash Isthmus. Neither man nor ape claims this volcanic remnant between islands. Haunted, they say. Ridiculous. Of apes and monkeys. The trip offers a little time to think on the Penties. Technically, they are monkeys rather than apes, but it is not tactful to remind them of this. To their high-souled faces, the accepted name is Pentecost apes. In private, though, the bloody monkeys is about as common. It is, one might say, an ad hominoid insult. God. Thank you for writing that. Now I've got like brain freeze. Black beaches give way to an oasis of gently glowing trees and the scent of rotting flowers. Enter forests. Parasynthetic vegetation thrives in the Emperor of Hand's fertile soil and cool humidity. Into the woods. White, natural paths run between clumps of trees, softly lit by a dim green glow and the occasional glimmer of fall stars through the canopy. Only the cracking of leaves and the soothing sound of water breaks the serenity of this volcano-forged paradise. Hunt for supplies. Not many of the plants and berries here are familiar, but some of them at least look similar to ones that were being eaten in Port Stanton. Relax in a hot spring. Return to the boat. Let's relax. A little steam and a hint of sulfur gently rise from a secluded natural pool flanked by trees and mushrooms. A moment for yourself. You slip out of your itchy clothes and into the welcoming caress of hot, deep water. The salts and sweats of sailing life melt away as you simply float bare and free. Above, false stars glimmer bright enough to be worth wishing on. All around, the glow of trees casts ambient calm on the silent peace. How long has it been since you had a moment like this? Since London? Longer? You've lost 5 terror. Okay, a thought for the past. Sea captains are born and sea captains are raised. You think back on the day you learned it was your path. A thought for future. Ambition brought you this far on your journey, and one way or another, ambition will end it. But have you changed on your journeys? Has it? A thought for the East. Few sailors are resourceful enough to get this far, where the stories end and the myths begin. A thought for thee, as mysterious and deadly as the first day you set sail on her. She remains your mistress in your kingdom. No thoughts, not right now. Let this moment be yours and yours alone, not wasted on worldly concerns. A thought for the East. Out on the edge of civilization. From here, the lights of home are just a memory. The sea is blacker, its tails more guarded. It is not enough to simply keep sailing. None who try ever return home. Perhaps that is the price demanded by salt. As you've overheard the crew darkly murmur when they think no one hears. That doesn't mean that... Wait, what was that? Sounded like... giggling? Okay, giggling? Huh? Caught. A tiny blonde girl perches waiting on a rock. Her innocent grin is spiced with mischievous glee. She moves like a monkey, but she giggles like an imp at the look on your face at being caught bathing in her hot spring, and the one that floods onto it as she scoops up your clothes, or nigh. Oh god, no. This this is pretty cute. Shipwrecked as a baby, raised by the Emperor of Hands, she now plays between the world of apes and men, neither quite one nor entirely of the other. Demand that you put those down at once, you shout, or there will be trouble. A desperate swim, curse these relaxed limbs. Yeah, a desperate swim it is. The monkey foundling makes things interesting. She waits, grinning innocently, until you emerge from the hot spring with nothing but your strategically placed hands for modesty. Before you can get close enough, she bolts from her crouched position and into the forest on all fours, a scampering run that turns every rock and fallen tree into a springboard. Yikes. Okay. Chase the monkey foundling. Damn it, you cannot return to the crew like this. Fie upon them, let them stare, let their tongues volunteer them for a whipping. Nope, we run away after her. Into the forest. The branches scrape against your skin, the damp mud squidges between your toes. There is no sign of the monkey foundling, but her tracks are easily followed. A forest clearing. The footprints lead here. She has not even attempted to hide them. It's as if she wants you to follow. Okay. Ouch. Your hand slaps to your stinging buttock. The little stone lands in the dirt as a familiar giggle comes from above. Okay, have we just been shot in the ass? You look to see the monkey foundling dangling upside down from a branch by her legs, a blowpipe in hand, and back just out of your reach. Tantalizingly so. Taking a deep breath, you politely, very politely request that she return your damned clothes now. The monkey foundling listens and gives it some thought, tapping her blowpipe against her lips as she decides. Say, please, she grins. Please, there, it is said. Enough of this nonsense. Please. Pretty please? Throw a rock at the little wench. She's playing with you, you're not playing with her. Pretty please with an imaginary cherry on top, if she likes. Pretty please, she adds, stifling a giggle. And damn it, it's freezing. How much longer? Nope, we'll throw a rock. The rock flies wild. The monkey foundling laughs at your frustration. It feeds her amusement. She fires back a stinging pellet from her blowgun. Throw another one. Okay. Throw another one. How often can we try this? It takes her hat clean off, okay? Her grin vanishes as she reaches up to where it used to be, and her eyes well up with disappointed tears. She was only enjoying a little light mischief with the funny captain. She meant no real harm by that. She blinks. The tears are gone. Very well. Her new look says, the look of one used to fending off monkeys after her soul and cannibals wishing a tender meal. If you want to play rough, you shall have your wish. Well, that's just great. The dark woods, enough. It's time to teach the brat a lesson. A movement in the shadows. Here the trees do not glow. The lights of the false stars are invisible. You chase the monkey foundling, but she's quick and agile and she knows every tree, every rock. Now she's not playing. Painful stones and thorns zing out of the darkness, leaving sore red welts that stink and make your blood feel thick. By the time you fight your way through, she has gone. Why do you feel so sluggish? Why are your legs so... By the time you realize it's something on the thorns, it's too late. You pass out. You slowly drift awake. The monkey foundling sits on a rock barely a distance away, idly playing a tune on a small wooden flute. You reach to grab her, but your arms won't move. You can't move, not much. You are in a quicksand pit, your head alone still in the air. With sufficient time you can work your way out, yes, though it will be slow and unpleasant, but for now, the monkey foundling sees you awaken and stops playing her music, the flute going into her little bag. She watches you struggle for a while, but then walks off out of sight, only for a moment though, before she returns, casually dangling a wasp's nest. It looks like it. This is my island, she hisses. You're not welcome. The world explodes into stinging, buzzing agony as she pushes it down over your head. You have 1 wound. At 3 wounds, you'll die. Back to the ship. Agony, agony, agony. Well, a torturous return as you crawl back onto your ship. It's not the nudity that draws the crew's attention, but your body and face bloated by stings and bleeding from both your wounds. And the many cuts taken while flailing blindly through the forest in search of relief or assistance. It takes several days bed rest before you can see again, much less squeeze more than one syllable out of your puffed mouth. You do, however, have the honor of having spawned a whole new legend of a terrifying blood horror known only to those who travel east. Okay, we've gained some terror and a lot of tales of terror. That's okay. And we've explored the place. So let's go to Fountainhead Island. Ancient secrets peek out of the trees. Any may visit, but few Pentees ever bother to make the pilgrimage. A young ancient empire, the Empire of Hands, is hardly as old as they pretend, but mimicry and theft infuses their whole culture. If the Pentees have come to think that rulers should be buried in ancient temples, then it is ancient temples they will build. It would hardly be the first time their attempts to mirror humanity have entirely missed the point. A temple in the forest, in a clearing of parasympathetic trees, looms an imposing structure of wood and stone. A treasure hunt, secrets are buried here, ready to be uncovered. An ancient-ish treasure map. Okay, return to the boat. Let's go to the temple. The vault of the first emperor. It stretches through the forest in a mix of stone and wood, its style at the mercy of the Pentecost ape's current whimsies and inspirations. It would take a dedicated team to break in and uncover its secrets. Perhaps he will bring one here later. Okay. So we can't do anything here either. An investigation for another day. Perhaps there is someone in Fallen London who might be able to help you get to the treasures on this... Ah, okay. And a scouting trip. Hearthsake Island. A thin pillar of greasy yet appetizing smoke rises from the only human settlement in the Empire. Oh, okay. There are humans. The Blumenbach quarantine. The Admiralty has never stated precisely why it seeks to keep the Empire confined, though most opposition to it fades once said opposers actually encounter a Pentecost ape. They have been easy to corral, however. Though they do not lack wit, there is not an inventive bone in their hairy bodies, and no amount of stolen humanity has taught them the art of creating engines. The lost treasure hunter. He squints at a map, muttering incoherently. Approach the village. Greasy smoke and guiltily tempting aromas rise from a collection of huts around a long-beached pirate ship and a field of pointedly impaled monkeys. The survivors of a pirate expedition have stolen this land. Okay. Let's go to the treasure hunter. North for each city the bats have brought down. He wipes his brow. Have you seen a big X on the ground by any chance? I got these 4 map pieces that got me this far and said X would mark the spot. X never marks the spot. But I can't find an X anywhere. He looks at the map sadly. It should be here, it says. Now where am I supposed to dig? He's too busy to talk right now, but adds that he will be in the village later if you want to trade adventuring supplies. Don't try the meatballs, he warns, getting back to his search. You just don't want to do that. And what, is it monkey testicles or... Approach the village. An explosion almost takes off your head. Sorry about that, booms the boisterous pirate, lowering a smoking blunderbuss as bits of shattered tree rain down. New arrival, are we? Well, if you haven't got a tail, you're all right by me. He squints, momentarily suspicious. You don't have a tail, do you? Wouldn't put it past the thieving little buggers to go shaving one of their own. Wouldn't know fair play if it kicked them right up the arse. He's basically implying we look like a shaved monkey. That's not very nice. His voice is louder than his blunderbuss. The congealed meat juices in his thick beard are better not considered. Ill. It was not madness that drove these pirates to cannibalism, but years of being shipwrecked without the comfort of meat. After a while, any meat would do. Return to the boat. They seem friendly sort and are shocked at the idea that they would ever be such poor hosts as to eat a guest. But then they have no shortage of supplies. Back to Port Stanton. The sea is quiet. The journey is pleasingly uneventful. You have not been eaten by cannibal pirates. All things considered, a successful trip. Okay, exploration is complete. Perhaps you can use the information you've gleaned. Prepare a comprehensive port report. If you have reason to brave the waters this far east, especially with a trade embargo, the Admiralty will pay especially well for up-to-date intelligence. That's great. Okay, we gained 100 fragment. That's perfect. All of them warrant further attention. For now, though, it would be best to see if your initial discoveries can whet the interest of anyone back home. So there will be a follow-up, I take from this. An audience with the mayor, the Zeppelin? No. Shore leave? No. Okay. So that was pretty exhaustive, and I have to admit also a little exhausting, since there was a lot of reading to do. So I'm going to take a break here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time, and bye for now.